Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 19th, 2023, and Barcelona's president Joan Laporta has responded to the bribery allegations that have been leveled against him in the Negreira case. Also, the committee of referees are currently considering a lawsuit against the judge in charge of the Negreira case. And finally, get this, La Liga's president Javier Tebas will be asking for a raise for himself. Yes, you heard that right. Javier Tebas wants a raise as the president of La Liga. I have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick announcement. The Barca News has officially launched its YouTube memberships, which has 3 different tiers, each tier with its own perks and benefits, which hopefully you will get to enjoy and hopefully will make your experience in this channel that much more enjoyable. Now, having said that, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet at Us, where they're currently having a special for the new signups. And if you are looking to buy any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. Both links are down below in the description. Now, speaking of Barcelona jerseys, we begin today's video with the news that Barcelona have officially dropped the Barcelona jersey that the team will use in the Classico match against Real Madrid that will be played on October 28th at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. Now, as I reported previously, Barcelona will feature the Rolling Stones logo, which is the lips and the tongue, which will replace the Spotify logo on the Barcelona jersey. And this is in order to commemorate the Rolling Stones' new album, which will launch on October 20th, called Hackney Diamonds. Now, this will be a special edition jersey that Barcelona will only produce a certain amount, and once the amount is sold, they will no longer produce it. Just like the previous El Clasico matches where Barcelona featured Drake's OVO Owl logo and, of course, Rosalia's Motomami, which was used in the last El Clasico match. Now, on to the news that Joan Laporta has responded to the bribery allegations which have been leveled against him in the Negreira case. Now, as reported in yesterday's live stream, Joan Laporta has been accused of bribery in the Negreira case, where the judge in charge of the case, Joaquin Aguirre, decided to interpret the statute of limitation in a different way. Well, instead of counting from 2013 and 2023, he decided to instead go from 2008 to 2018, which that, of course, includes the presidency of Joan Laporta, where he ruled the club from 2002 to 2010, including Joan Laporta in this bribery investigation in the Negreira case, where Barcelona hired Negreira, who was a former referee, as a consultant for the club, while at the same time he was the vice president of the committee of referees. Now, Joan Laporta has responded to these bribery allegations, and he has said, "We are used to fighting against this. This Madridismo is in the media, in the world of sport. We have to accept this as normal, but as culés, we have to know that we have to compete against this. They are panicking that we will repeat what we have already done, that we will win everything again." Strong statements by Joan Laporta, who's making it clear that this is nothing more by an effort of Madridismo that exists on the media level, in the government level, and in the sports level as well. And this is nothing but a campaign to destabilize the club, because Madridistas in Spain simply cannot deal with the fact that for over 10 years, Barcelona were absolutely dominant in the world of football and embarrassed Real Madrid on multiple occasions, and also went on to win 2 trebles and 1 sextuple, which is something that Real Madrid has not been able to accomplish in its entire history, despite everything that goes in their favor, including refereeing and media in Spain. Now, given these new allegations leveled against Joan Laporta, the former Barcelona president, Josep Maria Bartomeo, has once again called for a unity between all the former Barcelona presidents and Joan Laporta in the face of these allegations and accusations that are currently being leveled against Barcelona. Now, initially, when these charges were brought against the club, only Josep Maria Bartomeo and Sandro Rosé were involved in these allegations. And now that the judge in charge of this case has decided to change the interpretation of the statute of limitation and include Joan Laporta, then Bartomeo has called once again for Joan Laporta to join Bartomeo and Rosé in fighting these allegations and going on a counter-offensive. Now, Josep Maria Bartomeo said, in view of the new situation of the Negreira case, it would be convenient for the club to agree on a joint and visible action of the three presidents now investigated in the investigation phase. The dimension and media scope make it necessary for the benefit of honor, image, and defense of the values of FC Barcelona. A show of unity and resistance that, in addition to giving a message of unity, also reinforces the strength of our partners or supporters. It was already attempted at the beginning of this procedure in February 2023, and recently former President Sandro Rosé also made an appeal to meet us to leave behind disputes that never do any good to our club. Now, Bartomeo, of course, is referring to the previous time that him and Rosé called for Joan Laporta to join them, and of course, the Barcelona president refused to join Rosé and Bartomeo in their efforts to kind of combat these allegations and go on a counter-offensive. And even though I do agree with Bartomeo that Barcelona need to go on the offensive and show unity in the face of all these unfair and baseless allegations that are currently being leveled against the club, I unfortunately do not agree that Joan Laporta should join Bartomeo and Rosé, because after all, Rosé and Bartomeo have done a horrible job destroying the club and putting the club in a horrible financial and sporting situation. And I really think that Joan Laporta should stay away from these two thugs and crooks that have done so much damage to our beloved institution. But nonetheless, I do believe that Joan Laporta and Barcelona need to go on a counter-offensive and start fighting against these allegations, because again, these are baseless and unfair allegations, and they're nothing more than a campaign to destabilize the club. But of course, I do love to hear from you. What do you think Joan Laporta should do? Should he fight this with Barcelona alone, or should he join forces with Sandro Rosé and Josep Maria Bartomeo? Let me know down below. Now, while we're still on the topic of the Enriquez Negreira case, the Committee of Referee, or the CTA as it's known by its initials in Spanish, are now contemplating the lawsuit against the judge in charge of the Enriquez Negreira case, whose name is Joaquin Aguirre. Now, in one of these opinions that Joaquin Aguirre published, he accused a section of referees who are part of the CTA as being corrupt, despite there being no evidence to prove this. And as a result, the Committee of Referees, or a group of referees through the Committee of Referees, are now considering filing the lawsuit for defamation against this judge, Joaquin Aguirre. Now, the Committee of Referees have forwarded these allegations to their judicial department, where currently attorneys for the Committee of Referees are studying the possibility of bringing a case against the judge, Joaquin Aguirre. And I'm really glad that they are doing this, because this judge has been completely out of control, leveling accusations left and right against Barcelona and against referees without having any proof. And despite the prosecutor's office making it clear that there's no evidence that there was ever any kind of bribery or any kind of influence in the competition, but yet this has not stopped a judge who's supposed to know about the law from leveling these defamatory statements. So I'm really glad that someone is doing something in order to put a stop to this madness. Now, we will end today's video with the news that La Liga's president Javier Tebas will be asking for a raise in his salary in the upcoming La Liga meeting. Now, La Liga have an extraordinary assembly coming up this next Monday, where all the presidents of all La Liga clubs will be present. And as part of the business that will be discussed in this meeting, Javier Tebas will be asking the clubs to give him a raise in his salary, a raise worth 2 million euros, which will increase his salary to 5.4 million euros as the president of La Liga, which I thought was completely laughable, given the horrendous job that Javier Tebas is currently doing as the president of the Spanish League. Now, under the presidency of Javier Tebas, who's currently on his third term, La Liga have been on a downward spiral where they have continued to lose viewership year after year, continued to lose sponsorship year after year, and as a result, continue to lose income year after year. And where also La Liga's clubs are currently drowning under huge debts. and where all these La Liga clubs are being crushed by the stringent financial fair play rule regulations implemented by Javier Tebas, where we're constantly seeing the Spanish league lose talent to other leagues because La Liga clubs are currently forced to sell their players, sell their stars, and even sell their young and up-and-coming players in their academies because they either need the money because they're in huge debt, or they simply cannot register these players because of the crushing financial fair play rules. And yet, despite the horrendous state of the Spanish league, Javier Tebas thinks that he deserves a raise, which is absolutely laughable. Now, another laughable thing is that Javier Tebas is currently the highest earning president of a football league in the world, and yet he still wants to earn 2 million euros more per year, making it 5.4 million euros salary. And I guess in Javier Tebas' world, the worse you do a job, the more you should be paid for. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.